Drew McIntyre just hinted at something that could eventually roll into his storyline, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new for Alexa Bliss, Uncle Howdy, and much more. Starting things off with finally some great news and a big hint for Alexa's return to open up the new year. Alexa Bliss took to her social media platforms shortly after midnight to wish fans a happy new year, but she did it in a unique way that turned into a return teaser for herself. She said that she hoped everyone's new year is quite blissful, along with a winking face emoji. So this post from Alexa Bliss is surely a return teaser and full confirmation that we will finally see her back inside the ring in 2025. She's hoping for everyone's year to be blissful, and she threw in that winking face emoji. Alexa just obviously knows something that we all don't, and she's heavily hinting at it here. Everyone figured that this year will be the year Alexa Bliss returns, but it's still nice and builds even more excitement to see her teasing and confirming the return as well. It's been a long 2 years since she was last in the ring and was last affecting storylines, so it's a return that a lot of fans are excited about, and now we got this confirmation from Alexa herself that this is the year, so it's been a mighty long time coming. In terms of any updates and reports on Alexa's return, nothing new has popped up there in recent weeks. The most recent report on Alexa's status was the report that claimed she will return in early 2025 and play a big part on television in the months leading towards WrestleMania. It was a very vague report, not much to really go by there, but that has been the most recent report on Alexa. Like we mentioned before here on WrestlingWorldCC, Alexa is one of those special returns and special characters that should get several weeks of vignettes and cryptic teasers hinting towards her return, even if it's something like the teaser rollout we just saw for Penta's arrival. Just something where it starts off as a little teaser and eventually gets to the point where we all know it's in regards to Alexa Bliss, and then she can make a surprise return in the weeks that follow the ending of those teasers. Maybe it's something consisting of right around 3 weeks of cryptic vignettes, or maybe it's something much longer and with much more detail. They do have a unique opportunity here to do something special for Alexa's return teasers using the Wyatt 6. Like we've been saying for months now, it's unknown if Alexa will actually return and instantly be a part of the Wyatt 6 right off the bat, or if she will return by herself and then maybe enter a story that will end with her in the Wyatt 6. They have the opportunity to do one of those two options. But assuming that Alexa Bliss would be back with the Wyatt 6 right away, what if the return rollout features the Wyatts appearing to take orders from someone that isn't Uncle Howdy? They're doing all of these slightly out of the ordinary things that we haven't really seen them do over the last few months. They're acting stranger than usual. And the big reveal would be that Alexa Bliss took control of the group in recent weeks off screen, and now they're following what she says, which would eventually lead towards her big return and physical appearance. Like we always point out, Uncle Howdy did admit that he extended an invite to Alexa Bliss to join the group. He just never heard anything back from her. So technically, the invite is already there and available for Alexa to accept at any given time. So does she quietly join the group off screen and starts pulling strings for their actions behind the scenes? It seems possible. Uncle Howdy was obsessed with Alexa Bliss just a few years ago before her hiatus. He knows that she spent a lot of time with Bray, how she did a lot for him, how he maybe even sees a bit of Bray in her. So you gotta assume that Uncle Howdy will be more than ecstatic to welcome her back into her family. And that's one thing about Howdy, he's a cold-hearted individual, but he has a lot of love and soft spots for his brother's former affiliates. Howdy even had that letter to Braun Strowman where he said that they were keeping an eye on him as well. When he wants to come home, they'll be ready for him. So you got to assume that the same sort of warm welcoming would apply to Alexa Bliss as well. Sure, Alexa did really screw Bray Wyatt over at WrestleMania 37 and betrayed him in a big way that was never truly resolved on screen. But considering how Bray was sending Howdy over to recruit Alexa in the back half of 2022, it seems safe to assume that Bray Wyatt did forgive Alexa Bliss and truly wanted her back by his side. So Alexa joining the Wyatt 6 would be an act of honoring Bray's wishes. And not to mention the Bo Dallas interview from a few weeks ago, where he did allude to the fact that Alexa Bliss was set to play a big role in the original plans for the Wyatt 6 in 2023. So one has to assume that some of those prior big Wyatt 6 plans for Alexa Bliss still has to be on the table. But it's just so nice to have that confirmation from the woman herself that this is the year she's back. So the next big thing to truly be on the lookout for is potential cryptic teasers on Raw or Smackdown that could end up being directly connected to Alexa Bliss. It'll also be worth keeping an eye on the Wyatt 6 as well to see if they hint at Alexa's upcoming return in any way through their words or actions. But this is officially it. We're potentially just a few short weeks away from Alexa Bliss being back on television for the first time in 2 years. Drew McIntyre is one of the most interesting characters right now that has a very strong story behind him. We recently went over the fan theory that Drew McIntyre would eventually convince Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens to join him in a faction, and how together they'll go after every real villain in the company. So that's a very intriguing fan theory there, but now fans are stuck on another mystery that Drew dropped on everyone not that long ago. In a recent promo, Drew was reflecting on his time away from the company following his Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk. He said that while he was in Scotland during this time, that there was one individual who called to check in on him and how he was doing. Drew never revealed who that individual was that called and checked in on him, but the fans have certainly not forgotten about that line from Drew's promo, and everyone is now trying to uncover who exactly called Drew. The obvious picks for the caller would be Drew's well-known close friends in the company, individuals like Wade Barrett or Sheamus. Those are two longtime friends right there, so if any one of them checked on Drew, it makes sense. But some fans think that maybe the caller was someone a bit more out there and less obvious than Drew's longtime friends. Some fans were discussing the idea of The Rock being the one who called Drew. We've never really seen The Rock and Drew interact in recent memory, but it was confirmed by the both of them that they did have some backstage conversations during The Rock's 2024 run with the company. And The Rock was also the one who broke the news about Drew McIntyre signing a new contract extension. So is there enough there for The Rock to be the caller? It's hard to say. Some fans are wondering if it was CM Punk himself who called and checked in on Drew McIntyre. Other fans are pointing fingers to Kevin Owens being the caller as well. And Kevin being the caller is interesting because that would directly connect with the other theory of Drew leading this new faction that includes Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. So is that how they come together? Did Kevin check in on Drew back then, and now they're about to link up on television to have each other's backs? Will Drew get himself traded to SmackDown so he can meet up with Kevin Owens? Will Kevin get traded to Raw, and that's where this will all start? Kevin Owens coming to Raw almost makes more sense because that's where Seth is already at. Punk is there. Plus, there's rumors of Roman potentially getting traded to Raw as well. So if they've been calling and secretly plotting for weeks now, Monday Night Raw does seem like the ideal spot. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.